there isn't the can't-miss quarterback. That doesn't mean that the quarterbacks at the top of the draft aren't talented. What becomes the determining factor? How do you decide, is it a quarterback at 2, or is it a guy that is like Abdul Carter, who people think is the next Micah Parsons? How do you weigh that if you're a GM?
Well, first of all, you have to get through free agency. And I think, again, this is just me speculating. You probably got to draft one and sign one. It goes without saying. You only have one quarterback in the building right now in DTR. So you have to find one, a veteran, call him a Bridge or whomever. I mean, look, they could go trade for Matthew Stafford. I think that's highly unlikely. But look, you go get a quarterback in the veteran free agent market, and then you sign one or draft one as well. The question is, do you draft one at 2? Do you draft one later down the line? I am always for the quote-unquote best player available. However, you've got to decide if you think one of these two is the future. Because the way to win in this league, go look at Washington. It's not the only way to win, but it certainly helps if you can win when you have a quarterback on an affordable rookie deal. When you have an older team and you've got to pay an older team, if you can find a really good quarterback and you could keep them for those 3 years on that rookie deal, or even 4, and win at a lower quarterback number, which is the opposite of what the Browns tried to do, obviously, with Deshaun Watson, then, hey, you're onto something. But you can't take a quarterback just for the sake of taking a quarterback. You got to make sure you think that guy can actually be good.
Right, and who knows where that line is, because look at it this way. When you think of the cornerstones of the franchise, there's Myles Garrett, he was the first overall pick. Denzel Ward was the 4th overall pick. You got to get a guy like that at number 2, don't you?
You don't want, yes, you're picking second, you got to.
It's got to be a guy that's an all-pro.
You got to hit, right? You're never going to go out of business hitting doubles, right? But it would be great if you could hit a home run there, certainly. But go back to 2022, and I always use this one, and sometimes Browns fans, you might get mad at me for this one. In 2022, the Texans needed a quarterback. Davis Mills was their quarterback. They badly needed a quarterback. They didn't, and they were picking 3rd, just go, well, we need a quarterback, Kenny Pickett, because he's the only quarterback with a first-round grade, right?
Right.
Kenny Pickett, take him. No, they took Derek Stingley. That worked out great, and Kenny Pickett's holding the clipboard now on his 2nd team in Philadelphia, nowhere near taking the field anytime soon again. So they kept it in the fairway, and they got their quarterback the next year. Now, the Browns are different because they were a playoff team 2 years ago. They're not the Texans in 22, in which they needed 50 different positions. But there's an example of a team that's like, I don't know that quarterback there that everyone thinks is the first-round pick is going to be that good.
Right. And again, that makes it really difficult. I mean, really. Sure. Andrew Berry's got a tough job with that.
Look, I'd love to take a quarterback, but you got to be sure that quarterback's going to be good, not just a guy that's at the top of the draft, and therefore we got to take one.